After reducing enemy command and control, air defense systems, and fighter strength in the region, 2 strike packages have been tasked to destroy the runways at Sakaya and Kutaisi air bases. Each package will consist of 1 Tu-22M to destroy the runway, an air defense suppression flight of Su-24s, a fighter escort, and a follow-up Su-24 reconnaissance flight which will conduct battle damage assessment. We will escort the eastern package, callsign 101, until it is fence out. Welcome aboard my MiG-21 for Mission 7 of the Over the Hump campaign. Today we are escorting bombers to dispose of those pesky enemy airfields. So let's jump into the startup. So, inverters, battery heat, DC generator on, radio, flight recorder, fire extinguisher, fuel pumps, starter motor, unlock the starter. I guess I'm not asking for startup clearance, but see if I care. Hit the starter. There she goes, winding up. Now, we're going to be rendezvousing with the bombers over the field here in approximately 9 minutes, so we have a decent amount of time. So, engines winding up, we'll get our gyros, AC generator, all right-hand circuit breakers on, with the exception of the gun camera, so it's not in the way. Radar standby, IFF and RWR on. Pitot heat and emergency pitot heat on. Align KPP. There we go. Gun sight on and configured. We'll actually put it in gun mode so that again our pipper is on the bore side of the gun. Make sure we are in air-to-air IR missile mode. Guns loaded. Shut the canopy. Close it. Gear handle unlocked. Flare, cover, open, flaps. RSBN set to channel 8 for Nalchik. Turn the volume down to get rid of the beeping and make sure it's in RSBN mode. And that's us pretty much ready to roll. Again, I'm not in a tremendous hurry. I would rather sit on the ground than be loitering in the air burning up fuel, but I don't know, given the time it's taken to start up, we're probably good to taxi now. Yep. I think we have probably about the right amount of time to play with here. Tentatively set the wingspan to 10. I suspect we're going to be up against F4s or F16s. I actually don't know their wingspans off the top of my head, so that'll have to be a bit approximate, but it tends not to matter that much anyway. Actually being able to use the radar gun sight in a turning fight is a bit of a dubious proposition anyway, so I'll just kind of... I'd rather just have the pipper bore sighted to the gun, and then I can just lead the target myself without any particular difficulties. So, coming up to the hold short line, the time is now 7:49. The package we're escorting will be over the field at 7:54, so I think if we take off now, that should be timed pretty much perfectly. They're going to be crossing overhead at 4,000 meters, and it's a great big Tu-22M, so I should be able to spot it. So, we will line up. I'm just not bothering with ATC today, because, you know, whatever. Lock the nose gear and give it the beans. Airspeed's alive. 200. 300. Ease the stick back. I'm expecting a sluggish takeoff because we're so heavily loaded. Alright, positive, rate of climb, just gear up. My guys are rolling. I see a plane over there. I'm not sure if it's our charge. It seems a bit low for that. 3 red, gears up, flaps up. Actually might be something, I don't know. We'll go have a look at it. Well, we'll let it come to us is what we'll do. Form up with the strike group. Sweep south. Must keep the bombers safe. Expect heavy bandit resistance over the forward edge of the battle area. Yeah, now, one thing that I have done in order to try and apply some lessons learned from the last mission is actually go through the mission planner and draw up some notes so that I know where I actually need to be and where the bombers are going to be at any given time. So we know, for example, that they're going to ingress, come out of the mountains at about 8:03. They're going to hit the target at about 8:07. Turn on their egress heading at about 8:09 and be back in the mountains at about 8:13. So we have about a 10-minute stretch during which we need to keep the enemy busy. And after that, we should really run, because the other main lesson learned from the last mission is we do not have the fuel for a protracted engagement all the way over there. So we need to get away once the bombers are clear, if we can, and egress at high altitude to conserve fuel. Now, I think I see our bomber friend. So I will continue to climb pretty much over the field, and we'll form up with them and push south. Alright, bomber package is reporting fence in. That's him up there. I've only just caught up with him. He's going pretty fast, but that's probably actually relatively fortuitous timing, since we're pretty much, well, starting to ingress into a properly dangerous area now, so I might see if AWACS has anything for us yet. Clean for now, so we'll press on. Control is reporting fighters taking off from Georgian air bases. I think I'm going to be fairly proactive and try to engage them. And part of my reasoning for that is I suspect we'll be up against F-16s again, and if I'm going to fight F-16s, I want to do it down low in the weeds where their radars will be less effective and where I'll be at my most maneuverable, because I'll have the second stage afterburner, which gives me a really good thrust-to-weight ratio. Yo. I presume AWACS will start calling those out at some point. Yeah, 224 for 90 at 500, so I will turn to that heading. 224 for 90, and I may drop down a bit too. Where are these guys? I think that's the seed package, going in slightly ahead of the bombers. I probably shouldn't get too far out ahead of them, because if we're anticipating a SAM threat, I don't have any means to deal with that. In fact, I'm going to turn up the volume on my RWR so that I don't miss any SAM launches that happen. And I think I'll stay about even with the seed package for now until those fighters get a little bit closer, just so that they'll be engaging the SAMs before I go in. Yeah, so they're ingressing on the SAMs now. What do we got? Clean. So they're probably still down low where AWACS can't see them. Which is smart, but if they stay low, they can't attack the bombers, so I won't necessarily object to that. Ooh, ignore the bizarre maneuvering that the seed package is engaged in. Incidentally, none of my external tanks are empty yet. I'm going to be very careful this time not to jettison any tanks that still have fuel in them, because I'm pretty sure I did do that last time out of panic, so. The lights for them, the light for the wing tanks is this top middle one here, and for the belly tank is this top one here. So I'll be keeping my eyes open for those. The wing tanks should empty first. Engaging SAM, shall be good. And still nothing from AWACS, so I'm going to stay at altitude and conserve my fuel for now. Oh, pop-up group 226 for 45 at 1,000. Okay, never mind. Whoops. Shit. 226 for 45. Yeah, I'm going to have to drop down lower to engage those. 645. 1,000. So I'll drop down to about 1,000 so that I can acquire them on radar. Mind giving me another as to where those are? $224 for 35 at 1,000, so we should pick them up on radar pretty soon. C package is engaging the SAMs, that's all good. There's one. IFF is hostile. Okay, now I'm at full mill power because I'm trying to empty out my wing tanks on purpose because I really can't turn with them still attached. I'm going to have to drop them when we engage anyway. Okay, I think I see him. I'll try and sort of hook into an intercept. If I can, and come up behind him. Tally Bandit, 1 o'clock. Yeah, congratulations. You guys can certainly engage, though. A single aircraft is kind of weird. You just jettisoned something. Yeah, I think I'd better jettison something, too. Even though there's probably still at least some fuel in my wing tanks. I am going to drop them. And engage this fella. What have we got? I think that's an F4. Oh, one of our guys is firing on him. Well, we'll see if I get to him first. He's not maneuvering. If he continues to not maneuver, I'll just close in and gun him. Yeah, I don't think he's seen me. Oh, and a friendly got him. Well, I won't complain too much about that. I'm not going to get too close to Kutaisi just right now, if I can avoid it. Although, what are these things over here? AWACS reports clean, but I see spec over there. Can I pick them up on radar? We have, yeah, bandits. Okay, well, you guys carry on engaging. And my guys are charging into a bit of a furball. We're going to have to play some Who's Who in the Zoo, probably. I think these two close ones are friendlies, and the two further ones are hostile. What time is it, by the way? It's 8:06, so the bombers should be pretty much making their ingress now, so we need to keep these guys busy. That's eminently doable. Who's this over here? A friendly, according to my radar. Yeah, both of these characters are friendlies. Anything further out is probably hostile. So yeah, we have about another 6 minutes that we need to keep the enemy busy, and then we leg it. Oh, I see another spec further out. Anything on radar yet? Nope. Not yet. I'm gonna throttle back some to try and conserve fuel when we're not directly engaged. C package is engaging the SAMs, that's all good. AWACS, you got anything for me? Oh, I have a hostile on radar over here. 2 hostiles on radar. Okay, well, I'll push it up and engage them. Flight. Make sure you guys are engaging bandits. So we got 2 of them here. But my guys seem to be out ahead of me, so I think they're, they know what's up. Okay, these guys are moving from vaguely left to right. I'll see if I can hook around and get behind them, maybe? Although I think this one here is closing head on. But I might be able to hook him from below. Alright, bombs away from the bombers. Unfortunately, we are not really in a position to watch the fireworks. That is a hostile, but so is this one, and I'm going to go after tail end Charlie, so that I'm not just inserting myself into the middle of an enemy formation. That'd just be sucking around to get shot. Tally F4. Okay, we have an F4, and there's a friendly already after him. Well, if he doesn't get him, I might have to shoot as well. But we should be doing a bit of economy of enemies here. I'll go after enemies that aren't already engaged by friendlies. Although that being said, I don't see any on radar over there. And my radar is being jammed, so I don't know how useful it's really going to be. Oop, someone just splashed something, and the furball is all over here. I think that's a MiG. MiG, parachutes. Who's this over here? Not sure. I'll put my nose on him so I can get him on radar. And see if AOX can tell me anything useful. Friendlies? Friendlies. Contact 204 for 30. Okay, we'll see what that's about. What time is it? It's now 8:10. The bombers should be well on their way out, so any enemies that aren't too close, I may not bother with. Although that being said, I'm not interested in getting followed and picked off as we egress with bugger all fuel. That put us in a very vulnerable position, obviously, last time. And got my entire flight shot down. Ho ho ho. Okay. That's a bandit. Based on where it's coming from, I'm guessing it's an F-16. So that'll be fun. My centerline tank is empty, so I'll drop it. Which means we need to get out of here pretty soon. Alright. This one is the bandit. And yeah, that's an F-16. Is he going to show me his tail? Oh, please do. I would just love to bag another F-16. And I think we're close enough. Pierre, pust rakete! He's flaring. See if he decoys my missile or not. Oh, I have lots of speed to follow him up into this climb. This should be good. Pust rakete! Damn it. Alright, 2 missiles is enough. I'm gonna gun the bugger. Oh, I got his wingtip. Pilot's ejecting. Splash F-16. Alright, what else we got? I see a plane. One of my MiGs. Alley, bandit, 5 o'clock. Yeah, whatever. That's not very useful to me because I don't know where your 5 o'clock is. Let's get my radar working. I have a hostile. Right here. Passing right to left. Yeah, hostile. And who's this? That looks Miggy. Alright, merged with something. That's a MiG. That's also a MiG. Okay, where is the bugger? Whoop. Tally F-16. That's a bit of a high angle for my R60s to follow. But I'm gaining angles on him. But I don't really think I can win the sustained turn fight in the long run, probably, unless he does something silly like reverse his turn, which I'm sort of crossing my fingers that he will. Fuel's not great. Flight's reporting bingo fuel. You guys... RTB if you can get away. Unfortunately, I need to win this fight. Let's see if I can put my nose on him and get a missile away. Pierve pust rakete! Oh, friendly also just shot at him. Also missed. 3. And he may have just... one of those missiles may have splashed a friendly in the furball. That's not so great. Okay, final missile. Pust rakete! Oh, please don't go after the MiG. And... splash F-16! Alright, let's get the hell out of here. AWACS, you got anything? Yes, no, maybe? Alright, let's head northeast and climb. Get into those mountains. And I already told my guys to return to base on their own, so I'll just have them do that. That way they hopefully won't ride their afterburners trying to keep up with me or anything silly like that. AWACS, anything else? I'm a little nervous about being followed after the last mission, so we'll see about that. I don't think I'm even getting radio reception from AWACS. Well, I'll just make a little Crazy Ivan turn to clear my tail. But I think those are my guys out there. I'll keep my eyes peeled as we egress, but I think we're good to head home now. Damn it, AWACS is calling out a contact between us and home. Bombers are reporting fence out. Yeah, 348 at 3000, and I think I see him already. This is not ideal. I don't have the fuel for this. But he's in our way, so I might not have any choice about it. IFF is hostile. Well, at least my tanks aren't that empty yet. Yeah. And I have no missiles left, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna drop the racks, because they're kind of draggy. That might save us a little bit of fuel. And give me some maneuvering space. Any chance I can swing a head-on gun kill on this fellow? I don't think that's very likely, but it would save me fuel. All aspect missiles would be a godsend, but it's 1981, so the R60M, I think, enters service next year. Yeah, we don't have those yet. Fuel is still okay. Who is this guy, anyway? I hope it gets an F4. Because then I can outmaneuver him more easily. Yeah. He's actually cold, isn't he? Okay, well, if I can catch him in a tail chase whilst already vaguely heading in the direction of home, I can probably live with that. And I'm closing the range without using the burner, so that's just fine by me. Yeah. I'll actually uncage the gun sight and see if I can use the radar mode since he's a non-maneuvering target. That looks like an F4 going very slow. Okay. Sort of hanging on the blades on a max endurance setting. I'm not sure how he hasn't got me figured out since I'm illuminating him with my radar, but I may not ask any uncomfortable questions about that. Alright, F4's on fire, and I'm gonna go home. That was a bit too easy, but hey, let's not question it. Let's get the hell out of here. Hello, hello. There is Nalchik over there. I'm just getting set up to join the left-hand downwind, and we'll be landing there. I have made it back in one piece. One member of my flight ejected due to fuel starvation on the way back, but the other two appear to still be alright. And my fuel state isn't even as critical as I thought it would be by now. So that went fairly well, all things considered. I did go through and tally up the mission statistics, so I can talk about that now. So in total, we downed 7 enemy aircraft, 3 of which were mine. I got 1 F4 and 2 F-16s. We lost 2 MiG-21s, the one from my flight that ejected, and the one that I saw blow up during the dogfight was a MiG-21 from a different flight, which was downed by one of the F-16s. I was a little worried it might have been friendly fire from one of ours, but it actually wasn't. So that's okay, I suppose. So yeah, that's pretty much how things shook out. The bombers all made it out and back. In fact, there's a bit of a traffic jam at Nalchik because one of them landed and I think is stuck in a too narrow section of the taxiway. So I might have to either... Well, I'll have to vacate before then if I don't want to get stuck at the back of the conga line of AI silliness. Anyway, we're coming back through 500, so I'm going to get the gear out. Gear down 3 green. I'll set flaps for takeoff, and I'll hold about 450 as we come through the base leg. Come back through 400 to 350, 300 as we come on the final, and set flaps for a landing. And right now, I'm just waiting until we're 45 degrees off from the field, and then I'll turn base. Getting a little slow. So I'll push up the power a little bit. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I can't imagine what it is. Gear is down and locked. Flaps are okay. I think we'll be fine. Technically, the procedure is to hit the stabilize mode for the SAU on final, but I actually prefer not to do it. I don't like the way it dampens the controls. I mean, it's supposed to make the controls smoother, but I feel like it just introduces a bit of a control lag, which is not so great when you're landing, so I usually don't use it. I guess I didn't ask for permission to land. Maybe I'll actually do that just to get the formalities out of the way and ensure that the Aviate, Navigate, Communicate order of operations goes out the window. Yeah, request landing. I got a little low during that turn from base to final, but oh well, we can fix that. Alright, flap set for landing, we'll let the speed come back, and we'll stay level until we get back on the proper glide slope. Oi, request landing. Just for giggles, I might put my landing light on. Alright, clear to land, runway 24. Wind 073 at 2 meters per second. Well, that's from 073, it means we have tailwind, but they always give you runway 24 to land on at Nalchik. It's a bit of a weird runway to make an approach to 06 on because of those hills over there, so I sort of understand that. It's kind of one of those one-way in, one-way out sort of fields. Okay, we have a little more speed than we need, so I'll ease the power back a bit as we come over the threshold. And back through 320, we're pretty good. Maybe still a little bit fast for how light we are. Ease power back, but don't chop it. There we go. Down, parachute, air brakes. Get slowed down so that we can vacate on the first taxiway so we don't get stuck at the back of the conga line. Because that's just no fun at all. And taxi lights, whatever. And parachute and air brakes should do most of the slowing down so we can save the brake. Unlock the nose gear. Flaps up, air brakes in. And I'll get on the brakes just a little bit. I'll cut the corner on this taxiway like we always do. And once we're clear of the runway, I'll drop the parachute. We'll taxi in, shut down, and that'll be it. And yeah. See, that's the seed package and the reconnaissance aircraft behind the gorgeous Tu-22M. Ah, I think those things are so pretty. In a very intimidating sort of way, but yeah. Look at it! Anyway, how about I look at the taxiway? So that I don't go off into the grass and embarrass myself. Looks like one of mine is landing just over there. So that is all good. I'll just taxi right to the end where I'm pretty sure there's an empty spot. And just shut down somewhere where I'm out of the way and the ground crew can just put me where they want me. With the number of aircraft I shot down today, I am now the top scoring jet ace, historically speaking, so I can do what I like. Because as of this mission, with my 3 aircraft, I'll have 18 kills, which will surpass Mr. Giora Epstein's 17. So, yeah. Anyway, we are back. See if I can remember the proper order to do this in. Not really. I'm actually drawing a blank. Where's my paper checklist? Yeah, where to put it? You know what? We'll just kind of be a bit loosey-goosey, but none of this stuff needs to be on, right? Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I'll sort of just kind of reverse the startup. That'll probably go reasonably well, right? Yeah, whatever. A lot of this stuff probably doesn't actually need to be turned off when the aircraft is being shut down. It can just be shut off afterwards, but you know, whatever. Yeah. There. I think that's fairly well shut down. And that's going to be about it. That mission was reasonably successful. I think the bombers hit their target. We took what I would call acceptable losses under the circumstances. I mean, we were in MiG-21s and 23s against F-16s. I mean, yeah, that went pretty well, all things considered. So, anyway, I'll be back with the next mission fairly soon. Toodles.